Welcome to a Wicked Turtle Network exclusive.
What is up, Wicked Turtle Nation? We just wanted to let you guys know that Wicked Turtle Network has decided to join the RAZE Rebellion as brand ambassadors for RAZE Energy Drink. RAZE Energy gives you fresh, and that stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration. With zero sugar, absolutely no crash, electrolytes, and BCAA aminos. I encourage everyone listening or watching right now to raise up and join the RAZE Rebellion yourself by going to your local GNC, vitamin shop, or even online at repsports.com. And order yourself some RAZE energy drinks or other athletic supplements in bulk. And when checking out, use the order code WICKEDTURTLE for a 15% discount. The website and order code will be in the description of this cast. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Duke's Dive. I'm the Duke, and if you caught up with us last week, you know that we brought the coach on board to be a co-host with us, on the dive, basically. I know you had a pretty busy week, Coach. Some stuff you got going on with the Xer guys and Kit, and you want to go over a little bit of that with us?
Yeah. Yesterday I was in Hazleton, Pennsylvania for ACWA, which mostly is a yearly thing. They don't run too often, but going really well. Kit had a great match with Aaron Roxas. That was fantastic.
Nice.
You know, that was probably the match of the night. And the Xer guys, they went up against Ricky Price and MJ Stacks, who are students out of Backbreakers Training Center. So that was a fun one, just because Mike Mitchell, M3, and I are, you know, heavily involved at Backbreakers. So it was a nice thing to be with the students. And you know, it went well. I mean, those two kids they're great. They're still new, so there was like a few hiccups here. I mean, overall, it was a fun match.
Sounds cool. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the match going up next weekend for Northern Tier Wrestling. I don't know if you're caught up with that. I'll be going to that with Smart Mark Alley.
I think it's Mike and
I think it's. Oh yeah. Excuse me, not Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's going to be there. I think it's going to be Johnny and but it's going to be Mike and isn't it Aaron?
Roxas? Yeah, Roxas against Johnny and Rush, I believe.
I think it is, yeah. I'm sorry, my dogs are going crazy in the background.
That's okay.
I have no clue what's going on here. But yeah, anyways, it's going to be a benefit show for the Tilbury Hall there on the March 5th up there in Nanacoke. Should be a good time. So, Ricky Martinez versus Rob Sweet, I think, is going to be the heavyweight title match, if I'm not mistaken there.
That'll be a fun one.
Oh yeah. And Axel Lennox versus Harzang. So that should be pretty good too.
Yeah, that'll be good. And I believe Eric Pinhat and Brad DeMail are on that show too.
Yeah, they're gonna be there for sure. There's gonna be like a lot of Scranton guys up there because it's like right up there, huh? Like Nanaco is like right up there close to y'all. So. Yeah,
it'll be a good one. I like the NTW guys and the stuff they do. I like them. Unfortunately, never works out. Plus, like, Kit's usually got previous commitments, so I just never.
Right. Yeah,
I think I've done
hard to pin down.
Yeah, I think I've done like 2 things in the past with them, with Carver and stuff. And
I remember the Williams Sports show. That was pretty fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they put on they put on good shows, so that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I can't wait till they get back to Williamsport. But the closest they'll be here is I think it's going to be in June. Excuse me, June or July. It's going to be at the Lycoming County Fair, the
Oh,
fairgrounds.
nice.
So yeah, that should be pretty fun. Um, I think they were teasing the Rock and Roll Express, so maybe
That'll be cool.
Johnny and Heather will finally get their marquee that they've been
Oh, yeah,
wanting.
yeah, yeah.
So that'd be
The
pretty sweet. Hopefully somebody does that this year. I'd really like for them to get that match.
yeah, that'd be
But
cool.
but yeah, with that being said, I mean, aside from our weekly stuff, we wanted to speak a little bit about Cesaro, who's going to be leaving the WWE, and you know, not to be different from anybody else or whatever, but I wanted to just celebrate his time. Like, I mean, you could probably make an argument to say that he could have been champion. Like, what?
Right.
And people would say he was misused, but in what way? Like, he was on TV for 10 years, over
Yeah, he
10
had a
years.
great run.
He was Intercontinental Champion, the United States Champion, the Tag Team Champion. Was he a Grand Slam? He wasn't, was he?
No, because he never won the main. He never won the
Right.
the heavyweight belt, either one of them. So
Right. Do you
but, I
need
mean,
to? Does that define a run?
for a Grand Slam it does, but
Right.
I think
In the grand scheme, you know what I mean?
no, absolutely not. I
I
mean,
don't think so.
Roddy Piper never won a heavyweight championship.
Yeah. So, a lot of
Kurt
people will
Hennig
say
has.
that, well, he was misused because he wasn't the main champion. I don't necessarily believe that. There's moments you can go back to with Cesaro or Antonio Cesaro, whatever you want to call him. You know what I mean? And Claudio Castagnoli. You go back to, and we will here in a couple seconds here go to, I have a couple matches. I don't know if you wrote any down but I've got a few here, but yeah, I mean, you can go back to, the Cesaro swing, the Cesaro section, I just think he had a pretty decent run, and now he's going to go on to do whatever else, is he going to go back to the same old tag team, or is he going to do stuff with Hero? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's next? There's always a chance too that him and WWE could work it out. I mean, he could end up
that too. They could.
Because I was thinking, it reminded me of it hasn't happened with him resigning yet, but something like this happened similar with Drew Gulak a couple years ago, where his deal went up and he was gone for 2 weeks, and then they re-signed him. So I mean,
or
anything could happen.
What's his name? Spuzz McKenzie. Drake Maverick.
Yes, Drake was another one too. And Drake's back again.
Yeah, so you never know.
Yeah, we'll see. But either way, if he doesn't come back, 10 years is a great run.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people who don't get that much,
no.
Was it 13 years he was on TV?
Yeah, and to be in the mix for that entire time when guys kind of come and go, and some guys don't even make it 2 years, and WWE.
Absolutely.
So it's a really great run.
Yeah. And like I said, whatever he chooses to do next, if he does stay with WWE, I wouldn't mind seeing him on NXT UK. Really, I think that would be a fresh change of pace for him. Could you imagine him on there with some of them guys like Ilya Dragunov? I think that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be nuts. And to see him hold the the UK title, do you think that would mean do you think that'd be better for him to hold the title like that as opposed to the main? I don't really know if he needs the main title, the main. So, but yeah, just to go off of a few matches here, I'll throw in whenever you want. I'm going to start it off with his debut. He debuted in most of these matches here you can watch either on YouTube or on Peacock. Most of them are on YouTube. Now this one here, Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler in FCW. He debuted against him in 2012.
Oh my gosh, yeah, a while ago.
When I started watching, I knew very little about the independent scenes, and then it was Bray Wyatt who got me. It was the Angry Grandpa's son, and he was like, "There's this guy. He's wrestling for FCW, and he's cutting these really awesome promos, and there's talks that he could be coming up to WWE." So I get on the YouTube machine and I look up, his promos from when he had the old Hawaiian shirt on and the hat, and it's like that's what like led me back into wrestling, like this FCW stuff. So yeah, his stuff there was great. And I know that it was something that you had mentioned when we spoke was his stuff with Sami Zayn in NXT. His
Yes.
2 out of 3 falls matches there. That stuff
Yeah.
was, oh my god, that, yeah, in the
Him
beginning of
and Sammy.
NXT.
Yeah, they had that match on Takeover Arrival, which was the first NXT pay per view on the
Yeah,
network, which 2014, I believe it was February. I'm not sure the
I do
exact date.
believe. I'm not sure if I have that one down, but yeah, that does
That was
sound familiar.
that one was really great. I remember when he had debuted in the WWE, and he was brought in on SmackDown. And I remember they brought him in and the gimmick was that he was a rugby player who had gotten like
Yes.
kicked out for like being too like violent in rugby, and he had Oksana with him, which like back in that point, like me and my significant other had so much fun just doing the like Antonio is my lover bit that
Oh
like
my god,
Oksana
yeah.
used to do before every match. Like
That was fun.
it was so ridiculous but fun, and he did a great job like with
Yeah, and
the
that feels
character
like
and him.
forever ago, don't it?
Yeah, and I
Like
mean him and Oksana had like good chemistry together for the
oh
brief
yeah.
time they had them together before they cut her, but like, that showed that he could like play a character, which I think also helped him in WWE because that's such a big part of their way of doing business.
Oh, for
So
sure. And like even his stuff
there we
with
go.
there, yeah, exactly. There's this Ghana. Yeah, that was awesome, man. Yeah. And even the stuff with Hager when they did the stuff with oh
Ah,
my god,
right.
I'm drawing.
Zeb
Yeah,
Coulter.
Zeb Coulter, yeah, that stuff. But yeah, my next one up here would be Cesaro versus R-Truth for the US title in the TLC match in 2012. That was a good one too. And not all these were ones that he won, but like just major memorable matches that Cesaro's had, in my opinion.
Right.
The stuff that you can go back on and watch. Cesaro versus Roman Reigns for the IC title in 2017 was
Yes, that
good.
was amazing.
Yeah.
His recent match with Roman Reigns from I'm blanking right
There we
now. Oh,
go.
there we
There's
go.
the Zeb
That was
Coulter
a
there.
that was a great gimmick that like came at like the perfect time because that was like kind of a thing that
Yeah.
was happening with the that type of people with those kind of political ideas were
Yeah,
kind of
the political climate that was going on at that point in time. It was a
and
riff, but yeah, man.
yeah, WWE, like sometimes they like hit it with pop culture and they get it right, and that was one of the
Yeah.
times. I wish they didn't I think they got a little
Sounds
nervous with the attention and they kind of pull away a little on it, but like
yeah.
I think if they would have leaned heavier into that, that could have gone places because that was there were some
Oh
good
yeah.
promos that
Oh
came out of
man,
that.
there's nobody like that was watching wrestling at that time that will admit that they didn't, every proud American stand on your
Yeah.
feet, place your hand on your heart, we the people. That was cool. Like I wasn't,
Oh my
I'm
god.
not big on America or whatever, like patriotism and
Yeah.
stuff, but that was cool. Like if you can get me to do that, like yeah, you've done your job.
The music they had was a
Oh
real
my
banger
god, yeah.
too. Like that music was great.
As opposed to the bar, unfortunately, because then it was
Oh my
just the
god.
yeah,
There we
yeah.
go.
As opposed to the bar, because I mean the bar was awesome, but it was just like um Cesaro's music mixed with Sheamus's, and Cesaro's
Yeah.
music itself wasn't bad, but the sirens can go. The sirens
Oh,
part of his
Silence,
music can
yeah.
go.
His
The sirens part.
he's had a lot. By the way, like I think he changed. He's one of those guys like where it happens every once in a while. Their music changes so much. I lost track of how many themes Cesaro had. Like he had
Yeah,
quite a
he's
few.
had quite a few. He's had the one where like the rapping in the beginning, like when he first came
Yep.
out, but that was pretty good. And so yeah, to move right on here is Cesaro versus Cassius Ohno in FCW from 2012. That was a really good one too. Excuse me. And going back to his stuff, excuse me, with Cassius or Chris Hero, whatever you'd like to call him, as Kings of Wrestling and stuff. So it was cool to see them, in their the developmental FCW way back in the day wrestle each other. The next one I have is Cesaro versus Sheamus from Raw from 2014. I have something else on there, but I'm sorry. I got the hand thing. My handwriting is atrocious. I had some notes saved on the computer and it didn't save. So yeah, we're here with the old terrible handwriting.
I was
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say I was a really big fan of his run with Tyson Kidd, where they were a tag team too.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They had some really great matches.
I really thought that would have went more, because it was like right around that time where like DIY was getting teased, that like Tyson went back on the shelf, and was like, man, could you imagine if like those guys wrestled DIY in NXT? So like that would amazing.
Yeah, there were some good matches that we never, unfortunately, because of Tyson Kidd getting the injury and having to retire, we never really got like to see some of the like good matches. Like, I mean, I don't remember every match they had, and I'm sure they wrestled like the Usos at one point, but like those were like the Usos then compared to now. Like the Usos are so freaking good now. It would have been cool to see like them against like the more kind of modern, experienced Usos. Like there was some good stuff that
for sure
we never got to see with those guys.
Yeah, and maybe Tyson, maybe he'll come back at some point, maybe not, or maybe he'll go somewhere else down the line if he can come back.
I mean, it's possible. Look at how many people have come back from retirement.
Absolutely. So, my next one on here, I'm pretty sure you can find on the Peacock machine, but if you can't, I had found it through a Daily Motion video. You can Google it. Was Cesaro versus William Regal from NXT Rewind 2015. That was a really good one, and I think it was right around that time where Regal was doing his last run, so he had a couple of different good matches with some of the guys who are top right now. Like I think he'd had a match with I think even Rollins in FCW back then. So that was just really awesome. My next one was Cesaro versus John Cena for the USA Open from Raw 2015. That whole USA Open challenge stuff was pretty good from John Cena.
Oh yeah, peak Cena like right there.
Yeah, he was wrestling Kevin Owens. He was wrestling CM Punk at that time. It was just a fire run. Like it was really fun stuff.
Yeah, I thought Sami Zayn. That was Sammy's debut, and Sammy messed his shoulder up.
Oh my God, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, just lots of good stuff on that whole run.
Yeah. The next one up here is Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan from Raw. It was August 23rd, 2013. January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, no, excuse me, July 23rd, 2013. Excuse me. And then the last one we have is Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler from SmackDown, January 31st, 2014. He had a bunch of really good matches with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Dolph is just that good, man. Like,
Dolph is great. We'll get into it a little bit when we get to 2.0, but like Dolph is fantastic.
Yeah. So that wraps it up for our coverage of Cesaro. Like I said, just to keep it different, you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people right now who are going to be saying, he deserved more, could have had more. I understand that, but I just wanted to, go and talk a couple minutes and, be thankful for the 10 years of time that we got to see him on TV. Like that's a lot of time, and not a lot of people get that much time. And to be on TV for that amount of time, I think is commendable. So
yes,
thank you, Cesaro, for your time there, and I enjoyed that. So
yeah, same. He had a great run, and whatever he does next, I'm excited to see.
Absolutely, whatever. So yeah, that will cover up the Cesaro part, the Cesaro section, if you will.
The Cesaro section, yep.
We'll move on to the rest of our weekly stuff here. We keep Raw on a periodical If something good happens, like last week was a really good episode. This week wasn't so much. This week for me, Bianca Belair versus Doudrop was a good one,
Oh,
and
phenomenal.
yeah, and KO versus Rollins. KO and Rollins defeating RK Bro for me.
Yes.
That was the two ones I'd mention. For me for Raw. I don't know if you had anything else for Raw.
No, I think I would say Doudrop and Bianca is definitely worth tracking down and watching.
Yeah, even if you watch NXT Level Up, not to jump into that, but like right in the middle there, they showed that match, so that you can go absolutely watch that right there too.
Without having to watch Raw, there's plenty of ways to watch it. That was
highlights were
definitely the highlight of Raw. Raw this week was it was, I mean,
a lot of build up.
Yeah, I felt like there was just a lot of build up and a lot of just nothing major kind of happening. So like, we
don't really cover. Yeah, sorry about that. We don't really cover the promo stuff too heavily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it felt like it was promo heavy, and live promo heavy. They had the contract signed between Brock and that was SmackDown, wasn't it?
I was on SmackDown with Brock and Roman. SmackDown was very angle heavy this week too, but there was like a thing or two on SmackDown that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So, but like as for Raw, I would if you didn't watch Raw yet and like you're gonna catch up on some Raws, you could probably skip the one from
right
Monday the 21st.
You could watch it like an abridged 20-minute, even if that on YouTube. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways, and then Raw themselves, WWE themselves, put up Raw highlights. So just find out the stuff that you trips your trigger and go watch that for sure. We're gonna move right on to NXT 2.0 for our Tuesday of the week. We started it off with Grayson Waller defeating LA Knight. This was an up for me. This was. He did defeat him, right?
He won. He won the match. This was an up for me too. LA Knight's great. Great on the mic, looked good. I love Grayson Waller in terms of like somebody that I enjoy seeing. Like the dude is great at getting he looks good. Everything he does looks smooth. Like I'm a big fan of his. So I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, I used to draw a lot of comparisons to him and Theory. Also Theory. And they were kind of right there at the same time, and Theory got that look, and now he's on the. But I could see Waller getting that same call up anytime.
Yeah, Waller reminds me of it, not wrestling wise because they're kind of different, but style. He reminds me of the Miz a little bit too in terms of
charisma.
He just has that ability. He's got a great charisma and presence. He has that ability to play just an asshole, the dude you want to punch in the mouth.
For sure.
And the bodyguard they put with that's been working out pretty well too. Sangha, who at one point was, I believe, tag team partners with Veer, who at some point shall arrive on Raw. And
at some point he will, yes.
Yeah. I hope. I was joking I was talking to my buddy, and I'm curious to see who makes it to Raw first, Cody Rhodes or Veer. So we'll see with that. But
exactly.
But yeah, I give a thumbs up to Waller and LA Knight, and the angle in general, I give a thumbs up to. It's been great.
Yeah, that was fun. And we move on to Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray defeating Lash Legend and Amari Miller. That was an up for me. This was the beginning of the Women's Dusty Cup, right?
Yes, this is the first round. This is opening match, the opening of the tournament.
Seems like NXT and UK are doing their tag teams, their tag team stuff of the year.
Yeah,
right now.
NXT, both NXTs UK and 2.0 have really great tag divisions and a great emphasis on tag wrestling, which is something in the WWE that's unusual. So that's been cool. This was a thumbs up for me. It was one of those deals where like they kept it short because Lash and Amari, I believe, are relatively new, so you didn't want to like do anything that would expose their lack of like expertise. I mean, Kaylee Ray is fantastic, and so is Io Shirai.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was a good start to the tournament. They picked up a pretty good win, so it's an up for me on that one.
Yeah, it's a fun tag team match. Yeah, and then we had Duke Hudson defeating Dante Shen. This was kind of like a neutral for me. I'm not really too familiar with any of these guys. Getting to know Duke a lot more since the beginning of 2.0, but it wasn't a down though. But it wasn't it wasn't a bad match at all. It's just I'm ready to see more. Yeah.
Yeah, it existed. Dante Chen is relatively new to the 2.0 show. I know like he was on the debut episode, he had a death in his family, and then he had taken time off.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. And they put him with Duke. And I mean I think Duke Hudson has a lot of potential, but they just need to kind of find something that works for Duke. Like he had a poker player gimmick that
isn't this the guy that got his head shaved?
Yeah.
Okay,
and, like,
okay.
He had started on 2.0 with a poker player gimmick. I don't think it was like connecting the way they want it to. So now they're kind of trying more of the like arrogant, like heel, like dickhead, power heel kind of deal with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just trying to find his voice. He's got a good look. He does some cool power moves. He was actually on Monday Night Raw for a bit during COVID. It was him and
oh, nice, yeah.
Shane Thorne had a few tag matches on Raw.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Then Retribution happened, and Duke went back to NXT, and Shane became Slapjack. But like,
yeah, I don't know if that's still going on. I've seen a couple different promos.
Yeah, like with Duke though, like Duke is there's potential, but yeah, I would give it in the middle. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad. It was a match on the show. It was filler,
Right. And it served its purpose for sure.
Yeah.
And the next one up was Cameron Grimes defeating Trick Williams. Now this wasn't up for me. I do like Cameron.
Yeah, I liked it. Cameron's great. It was good. It was continued the story with him and Carmelo, so it did what it needed to do.
Yeah, and then hopefully that he gets to challenge for that North American at some point here.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes again. Yeah, definitely an up for me. And then the next one up was the debuting Nikita Lyons defeating Kayla Inlay. It was a really short one, but it was a good one. It was definitely an up. Yeah. It was a really quick one.
This was the one the internet kind of lost their mind over a little. I think
they did.
Everybody fell in love with Nikita at once on Twitter. I hopped on, and I think every other post was that picture of that pin, which look it up, people. I've seen a few things with Nikita because she was on 205 Live a couple times in the past few months, and
the name does sound familiar. I know that I've heard it at least.
If you kind of hop on Hulu or wherever you watch 205 Live, you can kind of go back and see a few of her matches. She looked good. The kicks, kick looked great. The finisher was the finisher with the split pin there. That was
that was it.
She's talented. I think they can do a lot with her.
The finishers definitely make a flashy, looky here kind of thing for sure. And she did well. So yeah.
And I think there's a lot of star potential. Plus, she has a different look to her, which a lot of times with WWE in particular, the females tend to look similar because they have things they like, and it's nice now, especially you see more on NXT. They're kind of getting different types of women, giving different ones a chance. So I think it's
all different kind of body size and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's great. That's
I think
what
she
wrestling's
could be
all about.
a real opponent for Raquel Gonzalez too.
Yes, I think her and Raquel can have You know, like a very, powerful, strong women kind of feud.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
it'll be fun. But yeah, her match was a big up. That's how you do a debut correctly. Like you let her show
Yeah,
off
for
what she
sure.
can do best, and there you go.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yep.
And then we had another women's tag team match. We had Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter defeating the Diamond Mine. It was Ivy Niles and was it Peraza?
No, I cannot remember the name, and
Yeah,
you know,
this happened last week, but I'm not sure exactly. We'll have to remember that next week if we're referring to the Diamond Mine, because she did get the snot beat out of her by Ivy at the end of the match.
I mean, anyone who's watching this who's a fan of that worker, I apologize for not remembering her name, but
I'm sorry. I do apologize there. But
she did well. I mean, she kind of got booted out. She was in the Diamond Mine for a whole night. She was in there with Ivy.
Right.
She got booted out. I imagine that'll lead to maybe a short little angle with Ivy and that particular.
Maybe we'll see her on NXT Level Up next week, and good. When we'll have no problem remembering her name after that.
This one was this
Sparks,
one I just kind of
something, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kayla Sparks maybe.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, it's either Kayla or Kayla. It started with a K. Either way, she was talented. She did super well. She looked good. This match was in the middle for me. It's I think with it was fine. It was the wrestling in it was enjoyable, but it wasn't anything that I would say go out of your way to watch. If you happen to catch it, you won't be upset, but it's also not go and watch this right now.
Another one that served its purpose. This was another first round match for the Women's Dusty Cup, I do believe, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, this was in the first. Yeah,
it was another first round match to get the Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter into the actual tournament. But yeah, after that was the main event, and like I said, we were going to get into with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler defeated, with some tomfoolery, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes. This was a great match. This one is worth a watch, and it's so funny because I feel like
oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Finn Balor and Tommaso Ciampa teamed up on Raw, so that was a good one too.
That was great.
That slipped my mind.
The same, and that was Ciampa having a match on Raw, which was cool. But this was good, and it's funny because I've kind of seen the narrative becoming that Dolph Ziggler is overrated, or Dolph Ziggler isn't as good as people say he is, and it's that's not true. I mean, watch his matches, but it's not Dolph Ziggler's fault that he's he does the role that he's told to do, and that doesn't always work to the point where he can put on bangers because he has a job and he has to do what
he had
is
that
given
run.
to him.
He had that run in 2014-15 with the IC title, and that's when I started really getting interest in him. But I couldn't have sworn it was a house show in State College. And I swear to God, I could be wrong. You'd have to ask Kevin Koch from Smart Mark Alley. But I swear he wrestled The Miz in a regular ass match, and it was a half-hour match, and it was just oh my God, that was freaking amazing. Why was that not on TV? And it was the following week. So if you remember that, I could have sworn we'd seen that on the Dark the week before, and it was just wow, dude, that was they wrestled for a half hour, and then they did pretty much the same thing the next week, and it was we seen that was so cool to see live, and it was that's the Dolph Ziggler I want to see all the time, man. That's
he's never had any bad matches. I don't know. I feel
I don't think
now. Yeah, I think because people have been praising him, there's people that have to come out of the woodwork to be well, no, he's not that good, or no, he's
right.
Crazy.
He deserved to be in the Yeah.
You can't judge Ziggler off of what he's been doing because again, he's in a role. Him and Bobby Roode, they have a particular role on Raw. They have to serve said role. Like it is what it is. But like him and Ciampa was great. This week coming
and
up,
Bobby Roode was the one. I'm sorry to talk over you. Bobby Roode was the reason that he had won because he was the hidden cameraman. He was one of the cameramen. You could find out, but yeah, they served their role on Raw, and could we see more of those guys on Raw? I mean, excuse me, on NXT. I sure hope so. Roode did spend some time in NXT. He was the NXT champion.
Yeah. The main event for 2.0 this week is Braun and Ciampa against Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. So that'll be
good. So yes,
yeah. Well, that was overall thumbs up on 2.0. I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely a thumbs up. And let's move up to Wednesday was AEW Dynamite. Not sure if you did watch, but our guy Mint Mike was on there again, wasn't he?
Yes. That was the only segment I saw. Oh, I saw the two segments, the one with Mint Mike Mitchell and the one with John Redbeard. Everything else I have no idea. So you can kind of review Dynamite, you know.
It's all good. They opened it up with Kings of Black Throne defeating Pac and Penta Oscuro. Now this was Penta's Lucha character. They did pick up the win because Penta kind of stopped the mist from Pac. He kind of like put his hand over and made him swallow it, and then pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. But at the end there, we see the House of Black got a new member in Buddy Murphy, and I think it's pretty good long-term storytelling between promotions there. You know, I mean, when Buddy Murphy took out the eye of Aleister Black back in WWE, so you know, just because it was a place that they don't work anymore, they continue this storyline going forward, and I find out, pretty interesting. So kudos to that, just keeping that going forward, and with it Black, and he's still got the eye and the damage around the eye, and he's still keeping that going. I think that's really neat.
And I like, I think Black and Murphy they're talented. Oh my gosh, they'll do good stuff with that. For the AEW fans, will definitely get some good stuff out of that.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like, there was 2 different segments where people had beaten down some security guards. This one was a cool one with Brody King had smashed, like, oh my God, 5 or 6 security guards, like just steamrolled them. But
yeah, that was my buddy John Redbeard from the Exo guys was one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's one of those security guards who got popped by Brody King. So that was
hopefully they didn't wrestle on Dark and I missed it because I decided not to cover, get the hand. I didn't cover Dark Elevation this week.
They did not get a match, unfortunately, but they did both get to appear on Dynamite. So
hey, that's a win. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Still a win for my boys, so I count it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The next one up here is Ricky Starks defeating 10. This one wasn't up for me, but I would have liked to see 10 win. It seems like he gets a lot of wins on Dark and Dark Elevation. It's just like a lot of people in that situation. It's like, it's very predictable, Dark and Dark Elevation. I was going to say this last week, and it's just like, and I understand the point of Dark and Dark Elevation. Don't get me wrong, but when you go into it every week knowing like the unknown like is going to come in and lose to the person who has a little bit of known or notoriety to their name, sometimes they flip the script. Like one of the unknowns beat Serpentico like last week or something like that, and that's a very rare occasion that like the unknown name would make. But like, isn't that the point of it, to make these unknown names, have more? But it seems to be more like to get the regulars some wins, like, and that's not bad, you know what I mean? But it's just very predictable, very, very predictable.
Yeah, I think Dark and Elevation kind of serve the purpose that like WWF superstars used to serve back in the day, where you would have like the big name versus the unknown, and it was basically to allow the big name or the name in the case of some of the people on Dark and Elevation to kind of just showcase what they can do so that people can kind of get familiar. So I mean, it is formulaic at times, but like it does at least give them a chance to give people a taste of what they can kind of do in the ring, which is cool.
Maybe they did, add a little bit of fan engagement and like, because since they're on YouTube, or like maybe do like a poll or something, like add some kind of way like the fans can interact and say, hey, we want to see this, name that we don't usually see. We want to see them back on Elevation, Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these are guys we want to see back for sure. So maybe like down the line that you would have some more fan interaction that way, like who out of the unknowns this week was, the fan favorite or something. I don't know, but that might lead to a whole different can of worms, wouldn't it? It might.
That could be that could go either really well or it could turn into
it could turn into a shit show. I could imagine that.
With wrestling fans, it could go either great or it could turn into everybody just telling everyone else to like, eat shit. So
yeah, my opinion. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that was that one. Ricky Starks in 10. And my little rant on tangent on Dark and Dark Elevation. We move on to the main event. Was Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, defeating Daniel Garcia. This I've been waiting to see this since I've been seeing Daniel Garcia with GCW and promotions like that. Like I've been waiting to see him take on a guy like Daniel Bryan. Oh my God, yeah. Excuse me. So that was a really good one.
Yeah.
And it's leading. Pardon, yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say again, I didn't see it, but like I assume with I think Daniel Garcia, I've seen a little bit of his stuff here and there, and he's talented. And obviously, we all know what Bryan can do. So yeah. I don't have to see it to know that it was like probably pretty great. So
yeah, it's definitely leading to Moxley taking on Bryan at Revolution. They said that he can't stand side beside him and make a team with him until he bleeds with him. So
yeah,
eventually they're probably going to be the papa of Daniel Garcia, and 2.0 are going to have to, child support or something. I don't know what the hell they're going to have to do. Hopefully you see more of 2.0 after that too. Like, but I think they're really good too, and the stuff they were doing on NXT when they were there was pretty top-notch stuff too.
Yeah, they were Ever RAZE. They were entertaining.
Ever RAZE, yeah.
They unfortunately just, they came along like right towards the end of the Black and Gold, and I think they just given their look, which I think they look great, but obviously to the WWE they didn't quite fit anymore with what their ideas.
They kind of have that They do kind of have that super indie look.
Yeah, and I mean
that one boy needs to do something with the BTE title, or give it up, forfeit it over. What are you doing with that?
Yeah,
give it to Renee. You've been ducking her for months now. Give Renee a shot at the BTE title, or go away. But yeah, all together, Dynamite was definitely an up. I wouldn't my show of the week by any means, but it was definitely pretty good. And next up we have Impact, and we'll get right into that. We opened up with Matt Cardona defeating Jordan Grace for the Digital Media Championship. This was a down for me. It's cool to see Zach as the media champion, but I felt like that was kind of like tailor made for Jordan at that point in time, and he was. I mean, this was a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match. So
I didn't see it. Again, I don't like. There's so much wrestling on, and I'm so busy.
There's so much.
So it's like not any slight on Impact at all when I say I didn't see it. But I mean, I do just think the current stuff that Cardona's doing overall is fantastic. Like he reinvented himself.
Yes.
He's kind of leaning into that whole like I know people are gonna hate me because I was Zack Ryder, and I think like it's been great, like the shit
For
that he's been
sure.
doing.
Yeah, I do like that, and he's like a champion of like 10 different promotions right now, and he had like posted a picture this weekend of the like 10th the umpteenth championship he won, and Lance Storm had taken a swat at him. I don't know if you'd seen that. He says, "You do know some promotions will pay you in money, right?" I thought that was funny. So
That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah, because he's like 10 different champions all at once now.
Yeah,
He's
I
like the
mean, he's an
NWA
NW.
champ.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's the most important one. I mean, that's
Yeah,
probably the
well,
one.
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
Not to
he's,
downplay anybody else, but it's not to
no, no,
down
no,
up.
no. I'm not saying that at all. No, I'm just saying
Right.
the
It's that.
NWA one.
Yeah,
Because
that
that,
would seem to be the most prestigious out of them,
yeah,
for
just the
sure.
lineage is all I meant. That just has such a
Yeah,
history and all.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we move on to Boo. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this name. It's Bhupinder Gujar defeating John Schuyler. This was enough for me. They're building up Pinder here to be a, a big force moving forward. He's going to be like a Morrissey.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So hopefully, anyway, down the line. Yeah, he was cool to see. He's kind of like their Veer or something. It would seem like.
Except he actually made
To
it.
the,
He arrived.
yeah,
Veer's on a bus somewhere on his way to Raw. Maybe he'll make it someday.
maybe he'll make it to Impact before he make it to Raw.
Yeah. I think Veer's going to end up like, Veer's going to end up like on like, I think the joke will be like the draft will happen again or a trade, and Veer's going to end up on SmackDown or NXT.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
I
could
could
see that
absolutely see
happening
it.
for sure.
You know?
Like, didn't he wrestle with the Shane McMahon deal? The whole oh my gosh, I forget what they were calling it, but it was like just the it kind of seemed like the ICW of WWE, the backstage like Fight Club stuff they were
Oh,
doing.
the
I'm sorry,
Raw
yeah,
Underground.
yeah,
Um,
yes, yeah.
no, maybe I don't remember. I know.
I could sworn he had like one match and he like dominated, and everyone was like, "Who is that dude?"
Oh no, you're thinking of Commander Aziz.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes, you're right. Yep,
Baba Doom Day or something was what he was going on under there. Like, yeah,
yeah,
um, because he was like because that had ended and he was supposed to get like a big push on Raw, and then they kind of repackaged him with Apollo Crews, and I mean he's still
yeah.
on TV regularly. It's not like he vanished, but like it's just they
Right,
went in a
right.
different direction. Veer was with Shanky, and they were with Jinder Mahal for a little bit. They had
Oh,
that
okay. Yes, yes. Yeah, I remember
they had
now.
that run on either Raw or SmackDown. I really don't remember, but it was during the Thunderdome stuff. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Yep.
because Shanky is still with Jinder, and I believe they're on SmackDown. They have some tag matches occasionally. So
Yeah. So we're dragging I'm dragging my
yeah,
feet here. So let me clear this out. But excuse me. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Lady Frost. This was a good one. It keeps the Purrazzo in her. I mean, in the title picture, the title hunt. So this was an up for me. Um, we then moved on to Jonah. Jonah defeated Zicky Dice. I do believe Zicky is a free agent at this point. He's another one who's could pop up anywhere. So
yeah, he's super talented. Him and Kit Raff are buddies. So I hope
really,
Zicky. Yeah, they're friends. They're pals. They
that's cool.
work. Yeah, they did some stuff
He
together.
seems like a cool dude, Zicky.
Yeah, Kit says Kit's spoken very highly of him. I hope he lands somewhere, or stays in Impact or whatever he wants. But I mean, dude's super talented. So best of luck to wherever he goes.
Hey, if he's got the Kit Raff, okay, he's cool by me.
Yeah,
And he eats
same.
pizza. He eats pizza before his title matches, so I can imagine. I can simply, you know what I mean? I can.
Yeah,
What they say, connect with him over that.
yeah.
I'd probably eat pizza before my championship match too.
But
But
yeah, I mean, I think he'll do good stuff. Dude's
yeah,
talented. So
for sure. Um, yeah, and then in the main event we had Honor No More taking on defeating Chris Sabin, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack. That was a really good one too. Honor No More. We had found out they're allowed to stay this, in the Impact, and eventually there's going to be some kind of war, but we're not at that point yet. But we're soon getting there. We've seen some turncoats from both sides. Eddie Edwards turned on Impact to join Honor No More. Excuse me. I seem to think there's going to be maybe one person on Ring of Honor side who might join at some point, and I think that might be Kenny King. He was a X-Division. I mean, he was an Impact World Heavyweights champion at some point. So you never know, But all those Ring of Honor guys at that point had something to do with Impact at some point.
I'm curious to see. I don't know if you've heard, but the rumor and innuendo is that Tony Khan is going to buy Ring of Honor.
Really?
That's the rumor and innuendo on the internet. So I'm curious if that does happen, what that could mean for like a lot. If like Khan's going to run it on, like
that'd be interesting. It certainly keeps that door open between Khan and Impact.
My hope would be that he would keep running Ring of Honor, but there's also always the chance that he could just absorb it into AEW and like.
And if they were to be able to do that and keep that tape library and imagine like having an AEW content with everything Ring of Honor, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, and I mean
that would be
from like a business standpoint, that would be like why you would want to buy Ring of Honor, because that tape library, you've got like the original stuff of and you've got like Punk, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, there's Kenta stuff from Ring of Honor, Bryan Danielson, like you can go down the list of like Tyler Black.
Oh my god,
you can go the list of like really good people who had like incredible runs and bangers in Ring of Honor. So like that tape library would be worth the purchase alone. And I mean, take that.
The history of a lot of the top guys are right there.
You stumble across this Tony Khan, take like Ring of Honor's library and take AEW's and put it on HBO Max, man. Come on, like
Yes, exactly. That'd be sweet, man. And oh my god, that'd be perfect.
That'd be the best thing ever.
Yeah, it certainly would rival Peacock.
Yeah,
the only way Peacock works perfectly is through my Xfinity box. Go figure.
I mean, I have no issue with Peacock on just I'll get back on top in a minute, but like Amazon Fire works great on. I've never had an issue other than the occasional bump spring, but like I mean Peacock itself it's a shitty app, but that's a story for another time. Let's get back to it,
So that Impact was a good one, and just to wrap things up here, we got our real quick ones here of the week. NXT UK. I think that they've, like I said last week, they really nailed down that 1 hour time frame, dude. And we got Amales, am I saying that right? Defeating Xia Brookside.
Yeah. Thumbs up on this one. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, it was a good one. So 3 of them. So Raja, what's the guy's name?
Oh my god.
Rohan Raja.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Defeats Danny Jones. Family D'Amelia or something like that. The faction that Rohan is in. I'm really interested in that. And the one dude, the curly-haired dude, he kind of reminds me of a Pete Dunne or like a.
Oh, that's William Regal's kid. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh my god, yeah, that's why he looks. Yeah, I was gonna say, like he looks so familiar. Like he looks like a Bruiser.
He looks like Steven Regal. If you go back and watch like old Steven Regal from like early WCW, I mean, obviously it's his son, but like he, and he even wears like he's got the blue tights and the red boots, and he does the like wipe his feet on the like outside thing.
Oh
like,
my gosh, that's great.
Yeah, no, that's Regal's kid. I'd love for him to like get moved to 2.0 at some point, just because then we can get Braun and Regal's kid against each other, which would be a lot of fun.
Oh my god, yeah, that too. And
Charlie Dempsey, I believe, is the name he works under. So
Charlie Dempsey, yes, it is. Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, that wasn't up for me. And then the main event was Mustache Mountain taking on Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter.
Oh yeah, big up on this one. This was great.
Big up. This was wow. Yeah.
Mustache Mountain is awesome.
We're not going to do the of the week stuff this week because we're running because we spoke about Cesaro for like forever, but
Yeah, but it was worth it.
if I had to give a tag team match of the week, dude, Mustache Mountain for sure.
Yes.
They're my tag team. Like,
oh, they're
wow,
great.
that was such a fantastic match.
You know, I went to a Chikara show years ago, and Trent Seven used me to like, it's like it was such a fun. He hid behind me to get outside to like take a break. Like it was the funniest shit ever.
Great.
But
that is great.
I chit chatted with him.
Good time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was. I'm sorry, it went the way it did, but like he's a great dude.
Was, yeah, absolutely.
Super nice dude. I'm glad he's having all the success. He was fun to talk to,
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
for sure.
On to the next one.
Yep. SmackDown. Because there's only about 4 of them, so we got Los Lotharios defeating Big E and Kofi. This was a down for me. Just to see Big E and Kofi lose, and especially that Big E was just champion, and so I thought they'd.
There's no direction to it. It's just continuous like matches with and I mean it's a shame because Garza, Carrillo, Kofi, and Big E are all super talented, but it just seems like it's filler and it's treading water, and it's just I don't know, it's not going anywhere. So thumbs down on that one for me too.
Yep, thumbs down. Next up was Drew McIntyre. It was a rematch with Madcap Moss. We thought we were going to see him versus Happy, but I think they're going to save that for Mania. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it was still an up.
Yeah, it was fine. It was good. Drew did well. Madcap's getting better, like in terms of like character and what
They talked about that nasty spill he took at Elimination Chamber, and they even kind of alluded into it in the match, if you know what I mean. Like they kind of teased it, and he grabbed the ropes and went on the other side. Kind of like when AJ Styles did he fell off the top rope when he was trying for a phenomenal forearm back in I think it was PWG, and like they made a thing out of it. Like he would like be afraid to do that phenomenal forearm like going forward. So it was pretty cool. That was definitely an up. And the next one was Xia Li versus defeating Natalya. This was a good one for me. I love that entrance from Xia.
Oh yeah, the entrance was great. The match was fun. Fuck the crowd. By the way, fuck the crowd. Crowd was obnoxious from this match. If any of the fans, because like in Pennsylvania see this, and you were one of the people who were like chanting whatever silly chants you were chanting, like, fuck off.
It was cool to see like Big E like right there and like riding a 4-wheeler, like, but
the ATV was fun.
You're supposed to represent us as the good, you know what I mean, the good crowds. It's like
and how about
I know
before
we're
we get
going
to
long, but it reminds me of the GCW thing. Like, there's got to be a point to like heckling and like throwing fucking full beers at somebody, like metal pails and shit. Like, I understand like that happened in NWO, but like as somebody who's a performer yourself, like there's a line, right? I mean, you can't do that. I mean,
no, if
hit somebody in the head with a full beer.
Yeah. You ever hit me with something at a show, like, so help me God, like, do not throw shit at me. Like, you can boo me, don't throw, don't be a dick.
Not to put him out there, but I seen Furious at one point. He'd gotten hit in the junk with a streamer, and he had pushed the guy that did that, and at that point he probably deserved it. Like he did deserve it. Like him, and you hit him right in the junk with it. Like that's gonna piss somebody off.
The worst I've had, somebody spit at me one time, but it missed. So
not good. Yeah,
not great. They shouldn't have spit at me, but it missed. So you
guys got some rivalry fans up there at the Eagles Nest. The one lady with the cane, I know that she had gotten squid the one time.
Oh, she busted him open. She got me one time in the elbow, and she nailed me hard. And I walked through the curtain, and I think the entire building just heard me yell the F word because, like, I walked through the curtain.
Oh my God!
I screamed it out, and then I kicked the wall because, like, it hurt. You know.
Shit.
And I guess back to SmackDown before we get to the main event. I just want to talk really quick about that Johnny Knoxville segment with
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. First off, Johnny Knoxville is over no matter where they go. Those people, the crowd loves him. He gets a huge
Absolutely.
reaction. And you know, him and Sammy, that was nice back and forth. I like though, because Sammy, like when he did the first Tuluva kick, he didn't quite get all of it. So then he did a second one to Johnny and right in the face, like full blown,
like full bore,
like right here. I'm looking forward to that match at Mania. I think like it's obviously it's not going to be like a technical like thing, but it's going to be fun. And I think you know, Knoxville is super popular. I love Johnny Knoxville, so like.
And if you think about it, Knoxville is not somebody who they've just just because he has a movie. Like Johnny Knoxville has been on WWE programming for years, like in the crowd, on the show, like Pontius and you know, Steve-O with the Umaga stuff. I honestly really like to see them as DLC and Johnny too. I'd imagine they could put the whole freaking Jackass crew in at this point. Like if you're gonna put MTK in, so.
I would say Johnny Knoxville, just really quick with the game, is probably a definite lock. I would say we'll see him in that game.
I would imagine that would be so cool, dude.
And I think with SmackDown, was there one more match? I don't even remember.
There was one more with Sasha Banks defeating Shotzi Blackheart.
This was I don't know. Yeah. The match was good, but I'm not thrilled that they brought Shotzi had been vanished from TV. I know she had some personal stuff, like and it's
I think it
to
was
have her come
her
back.
father passed away.
Yeah, her father did pass away, and she came back to just kind of lose to. I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth. It could have been done. It could have been done better. You know, the match itself was great, though. Like talented women, great match, but just I don't know the angle, the whole, all of it could have been done.
It's just not there.
Yeah, didn't click with me.
Yeah, all in all, SmackDown was enough. It was a good show, but that main event wasn't the best. Excuse me, by any means.
No, but it's fine. SmackDown is overall SmackDown's pretty good, but it has weeks like this. It just feels like filler, and it's just a show to air a show.
Right. So we got two more here. Two more. We got Rampage. Open that one up. Sammy Guevara did defeat El Idolo. This was an up. Sammy Guevara's just been killing it with that title. Like he's been showing like what to do with that TNT title. Wardlow defeats Nick Comoroto. This one was a down for me. I know they're going somewhere. Like Wardlow's definitely going to turn on Team MJF at some point in time.
Absolutely.
Or the Pinnacle. But I don't know. He hit him right in the hand with the steel chair, and he's just like huffed and puffed about it, but he didn't. I thought he'd like kind of a tease an attack at some point. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. But I digress. This next one was the Serena Deeb challenge, the 5-minute challenge. She defeated Kayla Sparks. Yeah, that was Kayla Sparks. I think it was her who was on SmackDown.
SmackDown. She got kissed by a guy.
Oh yeah. Yep. She had pulled the Rick Rude. Yep.
Good for her. Get that. Get that.
Cool shit.
You know, get that screen time and get that. You know, get that money.
Get them. Get both of them in the fight for you.
Yep, you go, Kayla.
Just like Roxy, I'm glad that she's signed with WWE too. That's awesome. I think
she's
going to be doing great
on 2.0.
Absolutely. And the main match was Orange Cassidy defeating Anthony Bowens. This was a down for me because I did want to see Anthony Bowens in the Face of the Revolution match. But it's going to be cool to see Orange Cassidy in a ladder match. But
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. All in all, I think this was my first Rampage down. It wasn't nothing really spectacular. The Sammy Guevara match was really good, but other than that, it was, standard affair. Standard. Just didn't hit right this week for some reason. But yeah, to wrap things up here, let's talk about NXT Level Up.
Yes.
We opened it with James Drake defeating Zion Quinn. This was a pretty good one, and I really see them that they're going to do something here with Zion moving forward too.
Yeah, this was an up for me. I like Zion Quinn. He's super talented. Obviously, the Grizzled Young Vets they're great. They've been around for a bit, and
yes,
they can go in the ring. And I think this was fun, and this could set up for a fun feud. I could see them pairing Zion up with somebody. We can get some pretty good tag matches out of this.
Yeah.
Zion is relatively new as far as like NXT goes, but he's got potential there. He looks good. His power moves
for sure
look really good. He's been using the jackhammer as a finisher, which has been pretty neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool. So I liked it overall. Thumbs up on this one.
Yeah, for sure. For me too. And the next one was Saray defeating Elektra Lopez.
No, Elektra Lopez defeated Saray.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I did mess that one up. So
did you watch?
I apologize.
Did you watch this match?
I did watch this one.
Did the screen keep going black for you, or was that like a Hulu thing? The screen kept flashing black, so there were parts of this match I couldn't figure out if
I think it was, yeah, that there was some times that it was all funky. I don't know if it was the master file or what the hell was going on.
If it was the file or somebody had a wardrobe issue or what. Overall,
it could have been. Yeah, that very well could have been. That makes sense now that you say it.
I'm sorry. The match was like it had that issues, and I wish it could have got a little more time, but it was.
Yes. It was good for what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Elektra's coming into her own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I could definitely see her on NXT.
Yeah.
2.0 going up forward. The next one was just really cool. Gacy and Harlan defeating Jacket Time, and that's Ikemen Duro and Kushida. And for me, it was really special to see Gacy and Kushida in the ring. That was cool.
Big ups on this one. Harlan, I think we touched on it last week. I think unlimited potential on his part. He, as talked to my significant other before, like I love the gimmick with Gacy and Harlan's because it reminds me. It's basically like you take a little bit of Bray Wyatt, a little bit of Dario Cueto with Matanza from Lucha Underground, and then you got a bit of the kind of like woke stuff that they work in, and it's a lot of things mashed together. And
Gacy totally reminds me of Kevin Owens' beginning NXT run.
If I had to give pick really quick match of the week, that one I enjoyed. It's worth watching just for Kushida and, like you said, Gacy kind of doing stuff together. Check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Another fun episode of this, and like I said, they're very bite-sized, like just like NXT, just like Rampage. You know what I mean? The 1 hour thing. So
definitely worth watching.
They're very bite-sized.
Yeah.
So we're at an hour here, so I'm gonna call that an episode, and I'm gonna say thank you for watching. If you have any promotions, I would just say this week I didn't get to watch both nights of GCW. We spoke a little bit about crowds irritating. Like in the first night, seemed like Janela got hit in the face with like a full beer, and he kind of went apeshit on the crowd. Like I would too. Like it hit me in the face with a full beer. Like I said, there's got to be a line.
Right.
Like I understand back in the day, like ECW, they piled the ring with chairs and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a line. You don't hit a man like. You guys realize like the thing, right? You know the thing. Like you're gonna hit a man in the face with a full beer. But anyways, I digress. I had a good time on the Smart Mark Alley discussion group watching night 2. Tony Deppelin wrestled Thunder Rosa.
Oh, nice.
That was really. Oh my god, that might have been one of the best intergender matches I've ever seen. It was. It was that good.
That sounds like that would be awesome. Yeah. Deppin's a good dude. That sounds like that'd be a good match.
Alex Zane stepped foot into the death match. Whatever you want to call it. And he's a hurting unit. He has a fractured globe in his eye, and his elbow. I knew that. He went for like a double stomp off of the top rope, like into a glass pane. He literally ate the entire glass pane. And I love deathmatch. Don't get me wrong, but like during the pandemic era, it was like binging the Saw franchise back to back every day. Like, okay, I'm fine. I just I mean, I don't want to see any more human beings get mutilated.
Like I'm not a big deathmatch person, but that's just it's my personal. It's kind of like like I like
Right.
I like strawberry ice cream. You might like vanilla. It's just I'm not big on
Absolutely.
deathmatch, but those guys who do it, like all the power to them, man. Like
Yeah, more power to you. Absolutely.
you gotta have balls to do that stuff. So like,
Yeah, you gotta have
props to
guts of
those guys.
steel, like balls of steel.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah, man. Like I said, he stepped into that realm. I don't know if it's going to be a one and done thing, like a Zach Wentz. He did that. He did a one time thing, and he did a really good job too. But you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a mentally and physically taxing thing. Like I couldn't imagine doing it myself.
No, it
It's
takes a lot.
it is.
But
So yeah, do you have anything to promote this week? And
right now, let me check the calendar. The only thing I have to promote right now is March 12th in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I will be at Eclipse with Kit Raff. He'll be
Ides of March.
yeah,
Ides
I'll
of
be heading
March.
back.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Eclipse in probably since the end of like last year, so it'll be fun. Kit's going up against Matt Turner and Squid Sterling in a triple threat.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know. I might be at that one
yeah, if you're
live.
there, I'll see you live. Otherwise,
Yeah.
those matches tend to make their way to YouTube with Eclipse, so
Right.
I would advise people to check them out. And otherwise, just all my social media, the Sean Calvin, give me a follow, and
Yeah. Absolutely. Go ahead and follow him
you
and
know,
check out the Backbreakers school too. The
yep,
Backbreakers Academy and
Backbreakers,
Backbreakers just in
yep,
general. Just doing some
Backbreakers
awesome stuff.
training. At Backbreakers Training Center on Instagram and at Backbreakers TC on Twitter, and Facebook is, I believe, Backbreakers Training Center. Just search it, or Backbreakers Entertainment. There's 2 pages, and give
When's
them
the
a
next
follow.
live one for them guys?
Sometime in the spring right now. We took a little bit of a break just with the snow and the the
Yeah.
shitty weather.
Seems like everybody did. True too. Like this is the point in time where True usually
Yeah,
hibernates from like November to like April, or
yeah.
usually right around now. But
Our schedule is kind of synced up this year. True and Backbreakers, like we both took
cool,
breaks at the
cool.
same time. But it's again,
I love it when it happens
anyone,
that way. So yeah,
yeah. Anyone watching this, we live in northeastern PA, and it's perpetual snow and ice and cold
yeah,
weather, so we're gonna take a break.
sucky stuff. Yeah, like
But
this weekend was supposed to be. We were
yeah.
supposed to get it, but thank God we didn't get as much as they were saying. But yeah,
All
man,
right.
that's the Duke's dive. I've been the Duke.
And
This
I
is the
am Coach
coach.
Raff, and I
Yeah,
will see you
we'll
guys
see you
next
next
time.
time. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Yeah,